Oh, scan. Oh, now it's working. Okay. Well, hello and welcome everybody to the New Health Conversation podcast. For those on my podcast a little bit earlier, I apologize. I had technical difficulties, didn't have any glasses. Now I do. So anyway, I want to talk to the censors immediately because last week there were 3 different times when you felt necessary to interrupt the live or stop it. There are 3 things that you pointed out that I want to straighten out because it's a huge misunderstanding. Number 1, there are no substances. The only thing that we ever share with our audience is from 10 peer-reviewed human trial medical studies that are published in the biggest medical journals in the world. So everything that we're sharing with people comes from there. It's based on food. There are no substances. There are no supplements. It's food, number 1. Number 2, you said that we were having extreme diet or body dysphoria, I believe you talked about. Again, nothing could be farther from the truth. This is not a diet. And everything that we're showing people is from medical proof. Nothing is, what would I say? There are no claims being made. It's 100% safe. And the fact about the body composition, we're showing people medically what's happening because we're all ingesting chemicals and poisons into our body. And as those come in, it makes our the fat cells are the body is depositing the poisons inside the fat cells, and the fat cells are expanding. So we're pointing out to people that the bloating that they're experiencing has nothing to do with body image. It's a medical warning. Your body's telling you that you're toxic. And what this protocol does, and is proven to do, is remove the chemicals from the fat cells, and the fat cells shrink. Again, nothing to do with body image, nothing to do with body dysphoria, nothing to do with extreme diets. Thirdly, it's sustainable. This is not a diet. It's about a new kind of lifestyle, but it's 100% based on food and a new way of eating. Third thing you pointed out, you were saying that we were diverting people to our website where they could buy something. There's no products for sale. We don't have any products for sale. We've never had any products for sale. The only thing we offer on the website is awareness and knowledge. This podcast is intended for educational purposes only. It's not intended to treat, diagnose, prevent any medical conditions whatsoever. And everything that we're going to share with the audience and with you censors, again, it comes from 10 peer-reviewed human trial medical studies, all right? Dammy, digital wealth. That is, then something is terribly, terribly wrong. Are you in Australia? Are you in the UK? Do you have a WhatsApp phone number? Because if you are in those areas and you didn't put into WhatsApp, that's exactly why. I promise you, I think I promised the other day, I went and looked at the site. I did not see your message. I'm apologizing. So are you in one of those areas? You're not in North America? That's really important. Let me know that because I guarantee you, if you're not in North America and you didn't put in your WhatsApp phone number, that's why no one's reaching out to you. And obviously, we want to reach out to you and help you. I mean, that's what we do. We have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that are reaching out to us, and we have people in Australia and the UK and around the world. But unless they put in their WhatsApp phone number, we're unable. The One Emperor King, I am going to help you. Hold on. So, Dami or Dami, whatever, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. I apologize. So I promise after this podcast, you put it in, I'll go there. But again, answer me. Are you in the EU somewhere? Not in North America. Wow. Yeah. See, 6 times. No, you should never have to go more than once, and we don't get back to you. And I'm responsible. I've started the New Health Conversation. All the coaches are, work with me. And again, we're normally very, very diligent. If it's more than 24 hours, is a problem. And I believe okay, there you go. There it is right there. 100%. 100%. So can you fill it out again and put in your WhatsApp phone number? Without WhatsApp, we can't reach you. I know because we've had all kinds of problems with country codes, etc. And I'm not making an excuse for us. I'm just telling you that's the reality. I did. Huh. Hmm. Well, then that's on us. Let me see if I can do something about that right this moment. Um, wow. And so you did put in your WhatsApp, right? Okay. All right, everybody, hold on. I'm going to go see it and see if I can help this lady out. So let's go here. So everybody, just give me a second. I'm going to go and see if I can help her out. Sent. Let's see. Tammy Digital. I'm looking on the site right now to see if I can find you. Okay, what would it, if you filled out the form, Dammy, what would it have been under? What would you have put? I use the country code and everything. Yeah, I'm on the site right now. I'm just trying to find you. So sent, Dammy, D-A-M-I. So Dammy, I'm showing I'm showing plus 447735197086. Okay, I'm sending it to the coach. Is that your WhatsApp phone number? Plus 447735197086. So I see you. I found your inquiry. I did. But I need to know if that number, let me read it again. You have plus 447735197086. That doesn't look like a WhatsApp phone number to me. I could be wrong. No, I found you. I found you. I did find you. But is that the right phone number? That is the right, and that is your WhatsApp phone number. See, everybody, this is live. You can tell that we take this really seriously. So I'm texting Coach right now. Okay, if you don't hear, I would think you'd hear within a few hours. Okay, I'm really sorry about that. At least I did find you. You did do it right, and so it should be fine. Okay, I'll make sure that I'll follow up with the coach I sent it to as soon as we're done. But okay, thank you, Dammy. Thank you. I'm sorry, but we'll get it straightened out for you. Okay. All right. So who else would like to ask me a question? We have 63 likes. I understand I had to help out one of our people, but anyway, read this. She safely lost 60 pounds in 90 days with natural detoxing, not dieting, using real foods, no products, gaining 6 to 9% lean muscle without exercise, kept it off 9 years, and we've helped over 500,000 people in 23 years. We know what we're doing. Dammy, thanks for being so patient. I promise it'll be worth it, okay? But anyway, for the rest of you, for everybody else, if you like what you're going to be hearing, tap on the screen. But again, all of you, here's what I want to do for all of you. You have two choices. You can continue to follow what you're following now, whether it's keto or paleo or Mediterranean or time-restricted eating or fasting or Cornish or zone. But every one of those, the only thing you've ever been told is chatter. Not one shred of medical evidence that I can find. So you have two choices today. You can continue to follow these influencers, including MDs and PhDs and whatever, that give you opinions with no medical facts, or for the first time ever, you can rely on 10 published, peer-reviewed medical, published in the biggest medical journals in the world. And again, for the censors, I want you to understand, everything that we're sharing with these audiences is based only from these peer-reviewed human trial studies. That means the food list they get is based on food that's completely safe. Number two, they're not on diets, they're detoxing. And I'm going to explain that to all of you here in just a moment. So before I do that, what I like to do with people, if you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are, your current weight, and I'll tell you how rapidly you can lose the weight based on this protocol, which is a detox. It is not a diet, has nothing to do with counting calories, and no one is even allowed to exercise. So again, those are your two choices. Do you want to continue? And the sad part about what you're doing, if you're following any kind of traditional diet, not my opinion, if we go to Medicare's huge study they just published, this is why you might want to reconsider whatever diet you're on. This is Medicare. Medicare's search for effective obesity treatments. Diets are not the answer. Our researchers at Medicare reviewed long-term outcomes of calorie-restricted diets to assess whether dieting is an effective treatment for obesity. The studies show that 2/3 of dieters regained more weight than they lost on any diet. In summary, there is little support for the notion that diets lead to lasting weight loss or health benefits. So apparently, oh, here we go. The One Emperor King, you're 6'7", 630. Okay. So the One Emperor King, can you tell me, oh, you're male. Okay, I got it. Right. All right, so One Emperor King, get ready for this. In the first 4 days, I would estimate you're going to lose between 20 and 30 pounds in 4 days. Now, I know that sounds crazy to you. Bear with me. And I'm going to give you minimum numbers that I would say, minimum numbers, all right? I would say in the first month, you're going to lose at least 40 pounds in 30 days. That means you'd be at 590 by Thanksgiving. By Christmas, let's see, 590, you're probably going to be around 540, 550. Then I would estimate, based on what we've known, because my heaviest person was 687 pounds. And they were averaging between about 10 to 15 pounds a week. So that's about what you can anticipate. So from 590 by Christmas, project out, sorry, no, not by Christmas, you're going to be, what did I say? I said by Thanksgiving, you're going to lose 40, so you'd be 590. You're going to be about 550 by Christmas, so 550 to get you down where you should be about 250. That's 300 pounds. I would say you're going to lose at least, you ready for this? At least on average about 10 pounds a week, maybe more. So tell me how excited you'd be about that, okay? And you get a free, look, you can go to the website. Here it is, the New Health Conversation. All of you can go here. And what's there, Emperor, is only the medical proof. We're not going to contact you if you go there. But if you go there and like what you see, scroll down and you get a free coach and free consultation. The only thing you're buying, the One Emperor, is food. And I want to share this with all of you. 30% of what you can consume on this, you get a grocery list, you take it to the grocery store, proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. You got it, everybody? The other 70% of the food you're going to buy doesn't come from your grocery store. It comes from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. Represents huge amounts of nutrition in very small amounts of food, and that's the key. Now, Emperor, I'm going to tell you something that'll probably shock you. You have never, ever, ever been hungry for a calorie in your lifetime. And the problem is when people get really overweight, all right, there's a hormone in your body that actually it's called leptin, and it tells you you're full. But what triggers the leptin is nutrition, not the amount of calories you're consuming. It's not your fault. You've simply been told the wrong advice, counting calories, weighing food. No, it's nothing like that. The main reason that this works is a detox. So I'm sure that this could really, really potentially help you. So I encourage all of you to go to the website. Good, the One Emperor. We'd love to help you, love. And understand you're not an experiment. We've helped 500,000 people in 23 years. All right, and you will get a coach and they'll be with you the whole time to help you. If you're motivated, if you finally want a real change to really set you where look, what you want to do is hit the do-over button for the rest of your life, okay? We're here to support you. We're here to help you. But remember, the main reason for all of us to do this is detoxification, right? So let me ask some more questions. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody there. So I did Dammy. Okay, I missed May. May, you're 5'3", 178. May, max you want to weigh is about 120. That's 58 pounds. May, get ready in the first 4 days. You'll lose between 5 and 8 pounds. Thanksgiving, you should be 178. Christmas, 158 or below. Let's go with 158 down to 120 is 38 pounds. Easily by February, you'll be 120. May, that's with no exercise. None of these people are allowed to exercise. Tell me how excited you'd be about that, May. And you all can go to the website. It's right here, the New Health Conversation, all of you. And what's there is only the medical proof. There's nothing to buy. There are no products for the sensors. We don't have any products. The only thing there is the medical proof. And I just posted the New Health. Oh, I spelled conversation wrong. I'm sorry, I got to do it again. So it's the New Health Conversation. So it's conversation, not what I spelled I don't know what I spelled, but the bottom one. Also, look at the very top, the little red heart to the right, the New Health Conversation. Can you all see that? That's the website. You go there, we will not contact you. There's nothing to buy. If you like what you see, scroll down, you get a free consultation and a free coach the whole time. How much is the coaching? Zero. How much is the consultation? Zero. And you could change your life, May, in a really, really short period of time. May, give me a reaction to what you'd feel with those numbers. I mean, imagine walking in on Christmas Day and you're about 140 pounds. How excited would you be? Hopefully pretty excited. All right, so let me go down a little bit more here. Okay, so who else? I don't want to miss anybody. Okay, so I did May. So why not give the list of safe foods? Because Jennifer, let me explain something to you, Jennifer. It's not about the foods. See, you're trying to, with all due respect, you're trying to compare this to a diet. It's a detox. It's not just the foods you're going to eat. It's the amounts. It's the specific timing. They actually got a registered trademark with the U.S. Patent Office of this new way of eating called protein pacing. You can actually go look it up and Google it. The reason you get coached is because only 50% depends on what you're eating. The other 50% is how you're going to do it. And it's a detox. It's not a matter of if we give you the food list, you're not going to. So now what do? How much do you eat? When do you eat? What's the timing? I'm going to explain all that in a moment. Maybe that'll make more sense once I explain it all to you, because you're projecting what you think this might be, some kind of a diet where it's just a list of different foods. No, that's immaterial to this. I mean, it's important, but it's not the key. The key is the timing. Okay, I promise I'll explain it to you in a moment. Let me do the other people that want to. Okay, so I did Mayor, the one emperor, very excited. The New Health Conversation, very happy and energetic. What I got to do to lose weight. Big E cheese. All right, so let me explain to everybody. And also, that was a great question, Jennifer. All right, so here's how this came about. First of all, the researchers who created it, not us. We had nothing to do with that. They're ranked, Jennifer, the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the entire world. They had done 100 studies over 40 years on every kind of diet, food list, organic, keto, paleo, Mediterranean, and they never found a diet that ever worked long-term, and 2/3 of everybody on every diet gained more weight than they lost. So what they did, they went and researched these people in these blue zones. Now, you're probably familiar that a lot of those people live to be 100 years old. No one's overweight, and no one really gets sick. And what they found were three things. It had nothing to do with how much food you were putting on your plate. They did three things. One, they ate much smaller food portions. But number two, those foods had huge amounts of nutrition. And they ate in a very specific way that allowed their body, like every 2 to 3 months, they did a detox. First and foremost, Jennifer, this is not a weight loss program, it's a detox. And Jennifer, hopefully you believe we're living in a toxic world, and we're all toxic because we're drinking, all of you, I want you to listen, everybody, we're drinking, breathing, eating chemicals, some of which are poisons like herbicides and pesticides and Scotchgard and Teflon. And as those enter your body and my body, Jennifer, the brain takes those poisons and stuffs them in our fat cells, and our fat cells expand. That's why everybody complains about the bloating. If you look at her on day one and look at her 90 days later, it does look like a different woman, but it's the daughter of a friend of mine, okay? So now the researchers had what they believed was the secret, but now they had to put it to the test. Now, first of all, Jennifer and everybody else, I want you to understand this protocol is the most scientifically, medically researched in history. And they were able to do the medical analysis, but how did she get to that? Here's how. So first of all, 30% of your food, Jennifer, would come from the grocery store. The research developed a list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. You get the list free. We hand you the list. Boom, go to your grocery store. But the other 70% you're going to get from these researchers who've gone to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find these foods with huge amounts of nutrition, like what they're eating in the blue zones, but really small quantities of food, which is critical for detox. Okay? So that's what you're going to eat. See, that's why that wouldn't help you. I mean, it could help you. Okay, here's the food list. It's like if you're going to cook something, you've got the ingredients, but you have no recipe. The recipe is the most important part of this. Here's what they did, everybody. 5 days a week, she had 4 meals a day. She started with what's called the world's most important meals, the world's most perfect meal from a nutritional standpoint. Breakfast, no food from the grocery store. Lunch from the grocery, dinner from the grocery store list, and a fourth meal after dinner, the world's most perfect meals. You got it? So 5 days a week, 4 meals a day. 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store, only these exotic foods or world's most perfect meal from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. This time you're going to eat 8 times a day. You're going to eat every hour and a half for 2 hours. And what they proved, now here's the medical part. They did the most extensive medical research that's ever been done on health, nutrition, and weight loss. And what they measured was blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis to prove this was a detox. And they proved it. But number two, they measured a lot more things. People reported hunger went down 60% in a month. Diabetics, which they measured A1C and insulin, the need for insulin in diabetics came down 50% in a month. And inflammation, Jennifer, which you and me and every person on planet Earth suffers from, it went down 25% in a month. No diet's ever produced anything like this on planet Earth. And the last part that's critical is maintenance. She's kept it up for 9 years by doing what? Every morning she has the world's most perfect meal. She has a lunch and a dinner, only 3 meals at that point. And then every 2 to 3 months, do another 48-hour detox. Why? Because the toxins aren't going on vacation. I don't care where you live in the world, these toxins, these chemicals are now everywhere in the world. And they're in our food, they're in our air, they're in our water, they're everywhere. They're in our toothpaste, they're in our hair. I mean, it's everywhere. And you're not going to get all the toxins out in 30 or 60 or 90 days. Forget that. It's not happening. But you're going to be able to make a difference. And if you can slow down, if you can begin to remove some, you're going to lose tremendous amount of weight safely, and you're going to shrink just like she did. Does that make sense? Biggie Cheese, the meals are, they're based on the food you're going to be consuming. The coaches will go over all that with you, Biggie. Don't think about a diet and about a meal. Think about the amount of nutrition that you're getting. See, because where we're hardwired is we think somehow that we equate how much food is on our plate to how full we're going to be. Nothing could be farther from the truth. The key here is you can eat way less food by volume, but get way more nutrition, and you're not going to be hungry. Look, we work with people that weigh 600 pounds. They're not hungry. That's all I can tell you. You got it? Big Cheese? Let's see. What are the meals? What do I talk to them? Right here, Biggie. Here's how you all go to get a free coach, the new health convert. I'll say, Biggie, if you want to tell me if you're male or female in your current height and weight, I'll tell you how rapidly you could anticipate losing weight on this. So if you tell me, and I'll tell you, and I'll give you a very conservative estimate. Male, 6'1", 250. Okay, so 6'1", you want to be max around 200 pounds, maybe 205. Let's go with 250 pounds. Biggie Cheese. On this, you anticipate in the first 4 days, you'll lose 8 to 10 pounds in 4 days. Thanksgiving, you should be around 225. By Christmas, you'll probably be very close to like 200, 205. So actually, you're going to be, what am I talking about? You're going to be at your goal by Christmas. You're going to be under your goal by Christmas. And that's with no exercise, Biggie Cheese. That is normal on this. It's not, and let me tell you why I'm going to show you that. This gentleman here, Big Cheesy, 65 years old, a diabetic. Look at this. He lost 40 pounds in a month. So I'm being super conservative with everybody and giving you about a half of what, now this is the high end of what happens. I mean, this is incredible because he lost Biggie Cheese. He's losing 10 pounds a week. Do you all see this? Can you all see this? And look at his A1C, everybody. It went from 8.4 to 6.4. Triglycerides 242 to 124. The other difference, Biggie Cheese and everybody else, this is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. This protocol is safe. It's based on real food, and it's a detox. It's not a diet. Back to the senses. No dieting. No extreme dieting. No body disfigurement. No body dysphoria or body image. The shrinkage that you're seeing in his stomach is because his body is detoxing, and the body's showing him by shrinking those fat cells. See, we're storing poisons inside our fat cells, whether you know it or not, and those fat cells are expanding. And no amount of sit-ups or crunches, and there's no such thing as burning fat on a diet or in a gym. That's a complete lie. You're born with a certain number of fat cells, you die with a certain number of fat cells, and your fat expands or contracts. And sadly, our fat cells are expanding to do what? Protect us from the poisons. So unless you get the poison, and what do you do on a diet? You go on a diet, you lose weight, and you get all the loose skin. Why? Because I can promise you medically 25 to 40% of what you're losing on any diet, we're not arguing you can lose weight on a diet, is lean muscle mass. And lean muscle mass is the structure that supports. So imagine you go on a diet, you're losing that underpinning, and that's why you end up with all the loose skin. And you're not shrinking, you're not doing anything to your fat cells. Zero. You're still toxic. That's the bottom line. So let me help some other people here as well. So Miss Diamond has a beauty, love forever. Okay. Hi, I'm 5'11", 354. I'm assuming, Miss Diamond, you're a female, it looks like. Okay, so get ready for this. In the first 4 days, you're going to probably lose 10 pounds. By Thanksgiving, you could be as low as 320. By Christmas, you should be under 300 pounds, let's say 290-ish. And then from that point forward, so 290, I would want to get you down to about 140, this 150 pounds. There's no reason at all you can't be Miss Diamond by, let's say, May of next year, 140 pounds. Tell me how excited you would be. But look, your motivation is going to come in the first week or two. You're going to see those numbers continue to crash on your scale. And tell me if I'm right, Miss Diamond, okay? Or any of you, isn't your anticipation pretty much on a diet? You're going to lose about a pound a week. Would everyone agree with that? That's about what you lose on a diet, about a pound a week. Well, you can see right here, he lost 10 pounds a week, and he's 65 years old, and he was a diabetic, and he didn't exercise. So, Miss Diamond, tell me how much you think you'd be. Well, you go to this website, Miss Diamond. Hold on. Go here. It's the New Health. And remember, you're doing this not to lose weight, not for body image. You're doing it to detoxify your body. Do you see it right there on your name in white, the New Health Conversation? Give me a yes if you see that. If you go there, Miss Diamond, we won't contact you. We won't contact anybody going to that website. We want you to see the medical proof and not feel like someone's pressuring you or trying to sell you, because we're not doing that. This is for educational purposes only. But if you like what you see, Miss Diamond, then you scroll down, you get a free coach and a free consultation. And the coach will be there with you the whole time, free, Miss Diamond, free. How much is the coaching, everybody? Zero. How much is the consultation? Zero. I know other people, they're charging you to coach. We don't need to do that. We all got coached. And we've got lots of volunteers that did this, had great results, and they're coaching other people because they said, look, someone coached us, I want to help somebody else. And the whole point behind this, everyone, is the New Health Conversation is a movement. It's people helping people. There's no products to buy. We don't have any products. You're buying food. The only thing, don't hear me say it's free coaching and then somehow you think we're supplying the food. Of course not. You're buying food, 30% Miss Diamond from your grocery store, and you'll get a grocery list of proteins, fats, carbs, and fruits and vegetables. But instead of calorie amounts, any of you, you're going to get serving sizes. You got it so far? The other 70% of the food you would buy, Miss Diamond, doesn't come from your grocery store or any of your grocery stores anywhere in the world. It comes from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, and represents huge amounts of nutrition in small amounts of food that allows you to detox. Miss Diamond, let me ask you a question. Do you believe that you're toxic? We're all toxic. Because again, I want to show you, this is a new medical syndrome called TDOS syndrome, U.S. Patent Office registered trademark. T is for the toxins, D is for nutritional deficiency, O is for being overweight, S is for stress. It's a registered trademark, U.S. Patent Office. And what it means is we're storing these poisons inside our fat cells. It's not up for debate. There's study after study after study that now proves that. Who discovered it? Who's Peter Greenlaw, everybody? Oh, that would be me. So I discovered a medical syndrome that every person in the world has. So I'm not just some person up here talking. I've done the medical research. I've done it's nutritional research, really, not medical research so much. The medical results were pretty amazing from the nutritional research. So understand, I'm not just some person up here talking. So Ms. Diamond, are you excited and motivated to go to that website? We're not going to let me say it to all of you. We will not contact any of you. Go to that website. We don't do that. And again, let's get some more taps on that screen. I've only got about 40 more minutes and then I have to leave. But I'm going to do more. I'm doing at least 4 podcasts a day because the need is so great. So many people want to know about this. Once they do, they refer people. You can share it, whatever. So Miss Diamond, you can go there. And again, is there 2 women in the front? No, they're both the same woman. She lost 60 pounds in 90 days. It's the same woman. It's the daughter of a friend of mine, just to let you know. Biggie Cheese. No, it's the daughter of a friend of mine. And then you look at this one, Biggie Cheese. She lost 35 pounds in 37 days. What I want everybody to see is her body shrank, not because of body image or body dysphoria. It's the detox. Her whole body shrank because as the body pulls the poisons out of the fat cells, you shrink. And notice she has no loose skin. Oh, great, Miss Diamond, wonderful. But Miss Diamond, understand, you have to take action to scroll down and get a coach. We won't contact you. Please understand that. That's for all of you, not just for Miss Diamond. The other thing that I should tell you, Miss Diamond and everybody else, if you go to the website and you get a coach, it'll say 100% money back guarantees. Let me clarify that. 30%, all you're going to buy food, a month's worth of food on this. 30% of that food, 30% of what you're going to spend comes from your grocery store. They're not going to give you a refund if this doesn't work. But the 70% that you're spending from the foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, 100% money back guarantee in the first month if it doesn't work. Miss Diamond, do you understand that? Do you all understand that? What a big deal that is. Now, nothing's 100%. You think I'd say that? That would be crazy. But this is damn near 100%. You think they'd offer that? Those researchers offered those foods to the researchers who got these, who are now, this protocol that they invented is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. I said this earlier today. You really have a choice, everyone. You can continue to believe the influencers who don't have one shred of medical evidence, not a scintilla. I don't care if it's this time-restricted eating, which is nothing more than a low-calorie diet. That's all it is at the end of the day. The only reason people are losing weight is not because they're eating in 8 hours and fasting for 16. It's total rubbish. I'll prove it to you right here. This is Harvard Medical School's time-restricted eating, such as the popular 16-8 method, where you fast 16 hours daily and eat in an 8-hour window, is often touted as a superior approach to weight loss and health compared to simple calorie restriction. However, the growing body of scientific evidence from randomized trials and meta-analysis proves that any benefits from time-restricted eating are due to calorie deficit it creates rather than any timing itself. So again, another hoax. Not that you won't lose weight on it, but it's no different than just counting calories. So this whole thing about you getting excited, oh, I got to stay within an 8-hour window. No, you don't. That's nonsense. It's total nonsense. The only thing you have to avoid is eating too late at night before you go to bed. That's the only thing you need to avoid. So whether you eat in an 8, 10, 12, 14-hour window, actually part of this, they actually are eating in 16 hours on this, okay? But again, we have the medical proof. They don't. You're all following, I'm assuming. So what are your choices? Follow people that are giving you like time-restricted eating without one shred of medical evidence, or medical proof. And here's the medical proof. And if you go to the website, Miss Diamond, you'll see there's a link. See the medical studies. They're right there for you to read and see and compare. Look, we're here. The New Health Conversation, again, for the censors, we have no products to sell. It's not a diet. It's a lifestyle. Because the key to this, Miss Diamond, is you're going to be able to maintain it. And how do you maintain this, everybody? You have the world's most perfect meal for breakfast every morning, 2 normal meals, and every couple months you do a detox. Now, I don't think I explained the detox to everybody, so let me back up for all of you. This is based on knowledge they got from these blue zones, the researchers who did this. By the way, these researchers are rated the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world. They've done 100 studies over 40 years, thousands of people. They never found a diet where people lost weight and kept it off. And 2/3 of everybody gained more weight than they lost on any diet. And 25 to 40% of what you're losing on any diet, according to the research, is your lean muscle mass, which slows down your metabolism. That's why you're gaining all the weight back. And that's why, well, you didn't probably know this, that by losing lean muscle, which you're doing on every single diet, you also are slowing down your own immune system. So you're literally making yourself unhealthy, whatever diet you're on. Now, that may make you mad. You may think I'm full of it, but it's medical proof. I only deal in medical facts, by the way. I don't give you opinions. If you want an opinion, there's plenty of people on social media, with all due respect, including MDs and PhDs and health coaches and weight loss coaches and fitness people and dietitians and nutritionists. But if any of what they're telling you worked, how in the world would Johns Hopkins Medical School study, right here, Johns Hopkins Medical School study predicts obesity apocalypse in 4 years. 86% of Americans are going to be overweight or obese in 4 years, and that's 86% of you. You can delude yourself any way you want to. You can pretend, you can be mad at me, you can say this is BS, whatever you want to say. But the reason it's not BS, it's the only protocol you'll find on any social media that I've ever seen with actual medical proof behind what I'm saying. I didn't invent it. We don't have anything to sell you. We all did it. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. Now, the other thing I'll tell you, most women on this, to give you an idea, Miss Diamond and everybody else, lose a whole dress size in a week. Oh, I applied. How soon will I get a coach? Probably, maybe yet today, no later than tomorrow. Okay, Miss Diamond. Um, so again, I don't know. I don't know any way to explain it to all of you any other way. You really have two choices. You can stick with whatever diet you're on right now, which none of them work. As a matter of fact, I've got another big study here where they said why you shouldn't count calories. This is not my opinion. They're saying research, the truth is calorie counting is a terrible approach for weight loss. While counting calories and restricting calories can help you lose weight in the short term, the approach has never been proven to keep weight off long term. What's even worse, 2/3 of people who try to count and restrict calories gain back more weight than they lost. Now, to put this in contrast to you, and by the way, the next thing I'm going to share with you is about the shots, the GLP-1s. We're not against them. Diabetics need it, and so people morbidly obese. But what's the real result? Like, what are people really losing on this? So I got the New England Journal of Medicine. By the way, it's on this site. You can see it, or you can go Google it yourself. The New England Journal of Medicine, once weekly semaglutide, one of the GLP-1s, 68 weeks. So 1 year and 4 months, okay? I'm reading from the studies. After 68 weeks, the weight loss was 32 pounds, and of the 32 pounds people lost, 40% was lean muscle mass. We feel this is clinically relevant reduction in body weight. So New England Journal of Medicine is telling you that 32 pounds in 68 weeks is good. She lost 35 pounds in 37 days, lost and gained 6 to 9% lean muscle. So now you have a choice, and you probably have a dilemma. You have a debate within yourself. Is this real? Is it Photoshop? Is it AI? Are they lying to us? Well, the point is the difference. We have 10, this is published in 10 of the biggest journals in the world. Now, the reason that's so significant, you have to understand that the journals, their job is to discredit what the researchers are claiming. And it's one thing to get published in one of the journals because they have own scrutiny. A peer-reviewed study means the journal doesn't do the final analysis. They send it out to other world-class experts, medical doctors and researchers who have one job, and that's to disprove what the researchers are claiming. Well, okay, so maybe you get by one journal, but 10 journals, 10 scrutinies, no. There's nothing on earth you can do like this, any of you. And we're at 2,100 likes. Come on, let's get some taps on that screen. Give me some hearts, give me some love. I've been going for 36 minutes and I only have 2,000 likes. Come on, let's get some more likes. So again, Terry All Pink, thank you very much. You gave me a cat. I love that. Miss Diamond. Okay, who else? Okay, here's what I'd like to do for everybody. This is pretty normal. So she lost 60 pounds in 90 days, natural detox, not dieting, using real foods, no products, gaining 6 to 9% lean muscle without exercise, kept it off for 9 years, and we've helped over 500,000 people in 23 years. Do you think you're an experiment? I said 500,000, not 500, not 5,000, not 50,000, 500,000. And I will promise you that if you're willing to do it, you don't have to, but if you tell me if you're male, female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll blow your mind at how quickly you can lose weight. Now, here's a more normal, hold on just a second. Oh, good, Jesse, I see that. And Jesse, do you understand the website? Give me a yes. Right above her head, the little red heart, and to the right, the New Health Conversation, or above her head in blue, the New Health. That's the free website, Jesse, you can go to, right? I'm so pleased that you understand we're giving you medical proof. Oh, 56234. Okay, Jess. Yes, okay. So, Jess, I'm helping someone else out. You can't see this if you're over on one side, but she's 56234. Jess, get ready for this. In the first 4 days, at least 8 pounds. Thanksgiving looked to be between 210 and 214. By Christmas, easily, you're going to be probably 196 and 197. So 197, we'd want you to be about 140. That's 57 pounds. I'm going to blow your mind, Jess. By the end of February, you'll be 140. Did you hear what I said? By the end of February, you should be 140. And Jess, understand, you get a free evaluation, you get free coaching the whole time, and the only thing, there are no products involved, everybody, no products. You're buying food. And Jess, hopefully you heard me say you get a grocery list you take to the grocery store that has proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. It's for all of you, but you get serving sizes, not calorie counting. There's no calorie counting on this at all. Also, no one was allowed to exercise. They actually wear Fitbits to prove they weren't exercising, okay? Not that the researchers were against exercise, but otherwise you would have said, well, they lost weight because it was diet and exercise. Do you know diet and exercise is not a weight loss program? Here's UCLA on diet and exercise. Diet and exercise ineffectiveness parallels all diets. Like nearly every dieting method, combining diet and exercise proves unsuccessful for sustaining meaningful weight loss, meaning you lose some weight and you gain it all back. Every diet, that's what's going on, everybody. Do you think it's you? No, it's the wrong system. And this is not a diet, it's a detox. It's nothing, censors, it's not a diet. It has nothing to do with dieting. It's about health. It's about maximizing your health by being in a position. Right here, Linda, you go to this website, I've just typed it under your name, the New Health Conversation, everyone. You all can go there for free. There's nothing to buy. I just want to make sure. Do you see it there, Linda, under your name? That's the website. Photo shoot it, anybody. Jess, let's go. This is Healthy Freedom. Wow, before my birthday. Yeah, of course, Jess, why not? Don't you deserve it, Jess? Look, Jess, do you understand? The researchers who created this spent 40 years, 100 studies, and they analyzed every diet you could ever name. You know, sad truth, 2/3 of everybody on every diet gained more weight than they lost. And now there's even, yeah, that's where to go. But there's even more proof. Let me see. Oh, here it is. So, Jess, maybe you were on when I read this, maybe you weren't. And for some of you, maybe I'm going to repeat it. This is Medicare. Huge study. I'll just get out for Medicare. Medicare's search for effective obesity treatments. Diets are not the answer. This is Medicare saying this. They went on to say, our researchers at Medicare reviewed long-term outcomes of calorie-restricted diets to assess whether dieting is, and any diet is, an effective treatment for obesity. The study showed that 2/3 of dieters regained more weight than they lost on any diet. In summary, there's little support for the notion that diets lead to lasting weight loss or health benefits. Did you just hear what I read to all of you? 2/3 of you are going to gain more weight than you've lost. Stop dieting. Stop counting calories. It's insanity. Stop the madness now. This is the answer, and not because I'm saying so, because it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world and went under the most intense medical research ever done on health, nutrition, and weight loss. What are you following? I mean, seriously, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I see tons of people on social media. What are they doing? Yakking. No proof. A before and after is not proof. The difference here, this before and after, this protocol is proven in 10 peer-reviewed human trial medical studies. How come nobody else you're following has one shred of medical evidence? And you can go to the website and get a free consultation and then get a free coach, and you're buying food and a new way of eating that's sustainable for the rest of your life, and you're not interested in that? Not up to me to convince you. That's why if you go to the website, we won't contact you. Hell no. We rely on the medical proof to show you what's possible. And then the coaches are there. They all got coached. We all got coached. I got coached. No one's ever done anything like this before. It's not about a recipe, about giving you a food list. It's about a new way of living our lives, looking at food not in terms of how much quantity, nothing to do with calories, looking at it in terms of its only intention. Food's only intention is to supply you, not with calories, with nutrition. And the fallacy of all your diets and why they're all going to fail you miserably is really pretty simple. When you go on a diet, I don't care what the name is, at the end of the day, you're reducing the amount of food you're consuming. Or if you're doing something like carnivore, you get no carbohydrates at all, okay? The problem with that is that the brain uses nutrition to keep us alive. It runs all your organs. So when you go on a diet and you lower the amount of food you're consuming, you also lower nutrition. And when you lower nutrition, it triggers in the brain starvation mode, and your brain then turns to your muscles for fuel, and that is a disaster because it slows down your metabolism. That's why you plateau in these diets, and that's why you gradually gain all the weight back and more. But much worse, when you lose lean muscle mass, you probably didn't know this, you really impede your own immune system. So whatever diet you're on right now, you're literally making yourself unhealthy. And sadly, I can address this loss of lean muscle. My younger brother in 2011, my brother was 6'4". He was diagnosed with kidney cancer. And from the time he was diagnosed until he passed away, it was about 8 or 9 months. And when he passed away, he weighed 115 pounds. I saw what losing muscle does. And this is from my oncologist friends tell me. The worst thing that could ever happen to a cancer patient is they lose weight. Because as they lose weight, they also diminish their own immune system. And your immune system is pretty darned important if you're going to fight something as deadly as cancer. No, we're not curing anything. We're not treating, curing, preventing. All we're doing is, look, Hippocrates, I found out yesterday, like 2,500 years ago, said, let food be your medicine. Think about it. If your body doesn't run on medicine, your body runs on nutrition. It doesn't run on calories. It doesn't know what a calorie is. Do any of you actually know what a calorie is? Can anybody put in the chat for me the medical definition of a calorie? Can anybody tell me what that would be? So, Biggie Cheese, you have a question mark. What's your question? I'm not sure. Please tell me what your question is. I'm happy to answer any of your questions. I'll answer any of your questions. I've tried fasting, calorie counting, low carbs. Yeah, none of it works, right, Jess? So I'm not making things up. You have to understand, are you on the one Emperor King? Am I on what? I'm not sure. I'm on TikTok and other social media platforms. TikTok is my main platform. No, I'm not on it. No, I'm not on WhatsApp. No. Well, Biggie Cheese, here's the good news. The coaches will go over step by step everything with you. Yes, I talk very fast, I realize, because there's so many people and they got about a 5-second attention span. I understand. They're scrolling through TikTok and who the hell is this guy, you know? It's not fasting, understand? Fasting, but like where are the coaches on the website? You scroll down to the bottom, Biggie Cheese. You can scroll down, it says free consultation at the very bottom. Scroll all the way to the bottom and you'll see free consultation. Fill out the form and you'll get a coach. So Baxter, what's the purpose of fasting? Well, there are various forms. There's like a water fast. There's this time-restricted eating where people don't eat for 16 hours, eat for 8. The problem with a conventional fast, to let you know, Baxter, is after 22 hours, when you're out of nutrition, you're using your muscles for fuel. I don't give a damn what anybody says. That's what's happening. So, and I know people do fast for religious reasons. Go for it. I'm a scientist. I'm just telling you what are the outcomes. And the outcomes to any fast or to any of this time-restricted eating are minimal weight loss and non-sustainable. No one's ever been able to go on a fast, lose weight, and keep it off. It's all come back. Because again, up to 40% of what they're losing on a fast is lean muscle mass, because when your body doesn't have enough nutrition, it's called catabolic metabolism, and your body uses your muscles for fuel. Maybe no one's ever told anybody this before, but it's an absolute medical fact. Does that make sense, Baxter? So Biggie, you understand? Not Faye. I'm not, Baxter, what is not Faye? What is that? I'm not quite sure what that means. No, oh no, not fat. Let me tell you this, Baxter. Here's the biggest lie you've ever been told on the planet. There's no such thing as burning fat on a diet, a fast, or exercise. You're born with a certain number of fat cells, and you die with a certain number of fat cells, and they can expand or contract. So if anybody's telling you about going on a fast and burning fat, run like hell. They don't know what the hell they're talking about, pardon my French. So the only way you can reduce fat in your body, Baxter, is either surgery or liposuction. Period. End of the story. You can Google it. Google it yourself. You'll see. There's no such thing. You're born with a certain number of fat cells. You die. But what happens, Baxter, here's why people end up with all the loose skin. Because the thing you're losing this is proven on diets, 25 to 40% of the actual pounds that you lose, Baxter, on any of you on a diet, is your lean muscle mass. And as you lose lean muscle mass, your brain slows down your metabolism and your own immune system. So Baxter, you're making yourself unhealthy by any of these damn diets. That's why I say stop dieting, everybody. Stop counting calories. It's lunacy. It's lunacy. Your body can't count a calorie. Your body doesn't know what a calorie is. You've never, ever, Baxter, been hungry for a calorie in your lifetime. And the researchers who put this together figured this out by researching these people in these blue zones, Baxter, that are living to be 100 years old. No one's overweight, and no one hardly gets sick, and not everybody's 100, but they live long, healthy lives. That's the key. Whatever weight, what the hell good does it do to be 85 years old and you can't walk around across the room because you're crippled with arthritis? Not that we're curing arthritis. Don't hear me say that. Look, Hippocrates, look it up, 2,500 years ago said, let food be your medicine. Wow, what a concept. But you've got to understand, Baxter, what we're doing is through chemical intervention, we're creating these huge amounts of food with less and less and less and less nutrition. And what are we doing? We're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Here's why, Baxter. Because the body keeps telling you we're hungry. And people confuse that to think it's calories. No, the body's telling us, give me more nutrition. If you have enough nutrition, your appetite stops because your body's satisfied. It's really complicated, but it's that simple. Now, figuring out how to make that happen, that took them 100 studies, 40 years from these researchers who were hired. Their profession is to analyze diets. And they never found one in 40 years where people lost weight and kept it off, and 2/3 of everybody gained more weight than they lost on any diet. Does that make sense, Baxter? Do you understand now? Hello, Jay Lacey, Jay Provost. I don't know if I can't see what those are. Good, Baxter. And Baxter, or any of you if you want. But Baxter, I'm just curious. Are you looking to lose weight? Because if you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are on your current weight, I'll tell you on this how rapidly and safely, not only can you lose the weight, but keep it off for the rest of your life. Baxter, I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks, 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. She's kept it off for 9. All the people I'm showing you, they all have kept, there's no reason to do this if you can't keep the weight off. But remember, what you're really doing is detoxifying your body. And they proved it. They did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis, proving that this is assisting your own body, Baxter, in removing poisons. Unless you think it's a good idea to be storing poisons in your fat cells, which you are right now in this moment in time. We're all doing it. We can't avoid it. We're breathing, drinking, eating chemicals and poisons, herbicides and pesticides, and Scotchgard and Teflon. And the brain, to protect you, takes those chemicals and stuffs them inside your fat cells. Now, some of you say, well, I'm thin, I'm not toxic. The hell you're not. There was a huge study done called Just Because You're Thin Doesn't Mean You're Healthy. And they did MRIs on really fit people and found around the brain, kidney, liver, heart, all our organs, this white halo of this toxic fat. Now, it didn't show up on the outside, but it showed up on the inside. It's a new term called normal weight obesity. So don't be fooled to think that, okay, you're in great shape at the gym, cardiovascular-wise. It doesn't mean you're not storing chemicals inside your body. Hell, they just came out and found plastics in our brain, well, microplastics, a tiny, tiny piece of plastic in our brain and in our coronary arteries. In people who lifted weights, went to the gym. Going to the gym doesn't remove a gram of toxicity from your body. They've done studies on sweat and no toxins are coming out of your body. This is such a breakthrough, it's going to change everything. We talk and get groping on tidbits. I'm not quite sure, but I think you're saying that you probably agree that all you're being told is wrong and it doesn't work. Oh, Baxter, okay, sorry. So Baxter, I'm 5'6". Are you male or female, and what's your current weight? Thanks, 1. So Baxter, you're 5'6", male or female, and how much do you currently weigh? Anybody else that wants to put their numbers in, I'll happy to tell you. And I'll give you a conservative estimate. Conservative. Female, 216. Okay, Baxter. All right, Baxter, get ready. In the first 4 days on this, anticipate losing 216, about 8 pounds. We would want you at 5, you're pretty tall, 140. So that would be, you'd want to lose 140, 60, about 76 pounds, okay? Like I said, you'll probably lose 8 pounds in 4 days. By Thanksgiving, easily, you should be about 195. By Christmas, 175. That means 175, you got 35 pounds more to lose. Baxter, easily, in February, you'll be 140. And remember, Baxter, it's not a diet, it's a detox. The other thing, Baxter, you need to know, you'll lose a whole dress size in a week with no exercise. Now, you can exercise, Baxter, if you want to. And you go over all that with your coach. You also get a free consultation, Baxter, and you get a free coach the whole time. You've never done anything like this. They'll give you a food list. They'll show you what to order, and they'll be with you to teach you when to eat, what to eat, how much to eat. Good, Biggie. Great. So, Baxter, does that make sense? And here's the website you go to, Baxter, if you want. And also, if you go to that website, Baxter, we don't contact anybody. And the reason that we don't do it is because we want you to have the freedom to understand you get to convince yourself if you want to get a coach and learn more about this. They'll go over everything with you. And the other reason we do personal consultations, Baxter, we have kids as young as 2 doing this. Now, they don't do the full program. A lady 91, we have people with no thyroids, with hyperthyroidism, with goiter, with Hashimoto's. Oh, absolutely. We got people with no gallbladders. And we're not treating, curing, diagnosing, preventing any medical conditions. All we're doing, Baxter, is quoting from the published, peer-reviewed human trial medical studies. So I always ask people, and I ask you the same thing, why wouldn't you go there? Why wouldn't you go and at least look at the medical proof? And then you're in control, not us. We're not going to contact you. I promise you. Any of you, if you go to the website, we're not contacting you. Why should we need to contact you? The medical proof you can see is in an interview with the #1 weight loss nutrition physiologist in the entire world. He's rated #1. He and his team, they invented this and they have no products to sell. They're scientists. They spent 40 years to give us this incredible gift to hit the do-over button for your lives, like I did. 40 pounds in 7 weeks, 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. Most women on this, as I said before, Baxter, you're going to lose a whole dress size in a week with no exercise. Tell me something. What do you think about that? Yes, you'll lose weight with it. It's not a product. Faya, there's no products involved. You're buying food and a new way of eating. 30% of the food you buy at your grocery store and 70% from these foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. No, it's not a diet. There's no products, everybody. Censors, there are no products. Everybody, understand there are no products. That's why people struggle so much with this. Oh, Holly, I didn't see your numbers. I'm sorry, Holly. Okay, I'm 5'1", I'm 270. Holly, we'd want you to be no more than 110. That's going to be 160 pounds. Get ready, though, Holly. In the first 4 days, 8 to 10 pounds. Thanksgiving, probably 240 to 245. Christmas, you'll be under 220, maybe 215. So 215 down to 110 is going to be 215. We're talking basically about 105 pounds. So again, Holly, this is going to blow your mind. So 105, how long will it take? By April, sometime in April, Holly, you'll be 110 pounds. Now tell me how excited you'd be about that. And that's, you can see, and I'm giving you very conservative numbers. Look, she lost 60 pounds in 90 days. Do you also notice she doesn't have any loose skin? Do you all see that? That's not a body image thing. That's the medical proof of the detox. Now, this is really average, what you're seeing here, right? Well, Baxter, it is a miracle. I mean, it really is. And the thing that you can rely on, Baxter, is that it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. Faya, what is it? It's a detox. It's not a diet. It has nothing to do with calorie counting. No exercise was even allowed. But Holly, I want to concentrate on you for a moment. Holly, so do you understand where you can go? Do you see it up there in red, the little red heart, and then to the right, the new health conversation? I want to make sure you see that. Tell me, can you see that, Holly? Because that's the website you go to, and we won't even contact you if you go there, but you can scroll down and you get a free consultation and a free coach, Holly. How's that sound? Tego, how do I start my detox? Go to the website right here. I just typed it in for you. Let me post it. You go to this website right here. No loose skin. Why not? Because, Baxter, you're not losing lean muscle mass. Let me explain to all of you. On every diet out there, they medically have measured, and 25 to 40% of what people are losing on every diet is lean muscle mass. You're losing no fat, so the fat's still there, but the muscle is your support. You lose the muscle, what happens to the skin? It has no support. That's why you end up with all of the skin. Excuse me, Baxter, does that make sense? On this, she gained 6 to 9%, but look at Holly, look at Julie, everybody. 35 pounds, 37 days. Look at that, Baxter. No loose skin. She gained 6 to 9% lean muscle, Baxter. She wasn't allowed to exercise. Holly, do you see that? Can you see her? Holly, give me a comment. What do you think about that? Now, granted, this is at the extreme end. Extreme only in terms of she's at the top of what we typically see. But well, I'm older and I can't lose weight. Crap. I'm going to, pardon my French. Look at this, everybody. Holly, where do you see this? 65-year-old man, everybody. 40 pounds in a month. That's 10 pounds a week. Look at that. Look at his A1C from 8.4 to 6.4. Triglycerides 242 to 124 in 30 days, not 30 weeks. Look at the bloating in his stomach on day 1 and day 30. That's not body dysphoria. That's the medical proof he's detoxing his body, and they proved it doing blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis, proving this is a real detox, and there are no products. It's your body doing it. Sensors, this is all natural. There's no products, there's no substances, there's no anything. You're eating food in a totally different way than you've ever done, and only 30% of the food would come from your local grocery store, even if it's organic. I don't care where you live in the world. But the other 70% that makes this work comes from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, that represent huge amounts of nutrition in really small amounts of food, which is the key to detoxification. Faye, what's the cost? Uplifting butterfly. Let me get to that. First of all, there are no products. You all get that? You're going to buy food. Here's how I can explain it to you. Take your total food budget for last month, whatever you spent. This is what people tell me. If you take 30% of that or less, even 25%, that's all you're going to buy from the grocery store, because you're going to get a list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables based on serving size, not how many calories. Everybody get that? Only 30%. That leaves you 70% of your money that you didn't spend last month, or 75% of it, to buy these exotic foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, that represent these huge amounts of nutrition and really small amounts of food. If you do this, unless you're on a prescription, listen carefully, for iron or calcium deficiency, you need no more supplements, because maintenance on this is this world's most perfect meal. That's what they call these ingredients around the world for breakfast every morning. You need no supplements then. I've been on maintenance for 23 years. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks. 23 years ago, I've kept it off for 23 years. Now let me keep going. So to answer your cost question, 30% of your dollars, that's all you're going to spend at your grocery store. The other 70% will either pay for those exotic foods, or maybe you're going to spend another $25 a week. It's very, very affordable. There are no products. You're buying a month's worth of food. Do you all understand that? There are no products. So it's not like you're buying the food and you get some pill or elixir or drink. No. It doesn't work like that. But the main reason to do it is to detox your body. It's not about the weight loss. The weight loss is like a throw-in. I know that sounds crazy. Faye, were you listening to me? 5 days a week, you're going to have 4 meals a day. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't explain it to all of you, so I apologize. Yeah, 5 days a week, you're going to have 4 meals a day. You're going to start with these exotic foods around the world. There's your breakfast, lunch from your grocery store list, dinner from your grocery stores, and a 4th meal, Faye. 4 meals a day. Am I going to eat? Yeah, you're going to eat 4 times a day, 5 days a week. 2 days a week, Faye. No food from the grocery store for any of you. This time, you're going to eat 8 times a day. You're going to eat every hour and a half for 2 hours. Did you hear what I just said? You're going to eat 8 times a day. The diabetics in this, no one had insulin spikes. He's a diabetic. Look at how much his A1C went down in a month. That's never been seen before. I had someone argue with me 2 days ago. You don't know what you're talking about. It's impossible, medically impossible, to lower A1C that much. Really? It's possible to achieve significant A1C reductions in a short time frame, 30 days, through aggressive lifestyle intervention. Where are they getting this stuff? They just make stuff up. I'm a scientist. I only give you medical proof if you haven't figured that out yet. We don't have any products to sell. We have no products. We did the same thing you're doing. But we eat our breakfast every single day. Why wouldn't I put the world's most perfect meal in my body at least once a day? Huh? Can anybody tell me why you wouldn't do that? And maintenance is that simple. But so what happens on the 2 days a week when you're eating 8 meals a day? You're detoxing. And here's why. See, last night, as long as you didn't eat too late, all of us, including me, once you went to sleep, you're pretty much done digesting food from dinner, so your digestive tract is neutral. At that point, the brain turns on a natural detox mechanism every night for you called autophagy, when your body gets rid of the dead cells. But that's not powerful enough to pull these poisons out of your fat cells. On those days, on 2 days a week, when you're eating 8 times a day, you're getting very small amounts of food with huge amounts of nutrition. What does that do? It all but stops your digestive tract and allows your body is detoxing you. There is no product on earth that detoxes you. Forget it. The only way you can detox is your body needs to do it. Your body can literally go inside those fat cells and pull those poisons out. That's why when you look at her, look at this, Holly or Soar or any of you, look at that. Look at how much she shrank. That's not body image or body dysphoria. That's the medical proof. And then you look at this If you look at, Andy, a young guy, 45 pounds in a month, 45 pounds in a month, and look at his A1C from 7.9 to 6.2, cholesterol, a bad cholesterol, 120 to 59. And then look at this young man here, 34 pounds in 29 days. That's more than a pound a day. Again, this is the upper end. I'm not giving you those numbers. I'm going to give you half. Are you going to be mad at me if you lose more than that by Thanksgiving? Do you understand by Christmas how different you could be? By Thanksgiving, how different you could be? Do you understand in 4 days, you're going to lose the kind of weight that would take you 6 weeks on any diet? You have to do the math. What do you think? Look at how much they're losing. Faye, yes, there's no, it's not food restrictions. They tell you exactly the food. Don't you want to consume Faye exactly what they did in the medical tests? Because if you don't, you're not going to get the results. And you get a long list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. And then these foods from around the world, they're what they are. That's why, Faye, go to the website, get a free coach. They'll answer all your questions. Free, right? No, not in this protocol. Once you lose your weight, you can have spaghetti, you can have ribs, you can have drink, you can do whatever you want to do. Again, Faye, the only way we can tell you to get those results is you have to do what they did. It's not a diet. You're not restricting yourself. You got to get the concept out of your mind. Your hunger comes from lack of nutrition. It doesn't come from lack of how much spaghetti you're eating. Just doesn't, everybody. Does that make sense to everyone? So who else would what do you get out of this? And is it too good to be true? It's way too good to be true. And what I get out of it, this saved my life 23 years ago. I became a nutritional researcher. My mom was morbidly obese and she died of obesity. I wrote 4 best-selling books with some of the top medical doctors in the world. I still sell a lot of books. Before COVID, I'd done 1,500 live lectures all over the world. And, but it's not me so much. It's all the people that are volunteering, Biggie. Like I don't coach people. I mean, because obviously I'm doing these podcasts. I do live appearances that I get compensated for. I'm fine. I'm very happy doing what I'm doing. This saved my life. There's no way I wouldn't be alive if I hadn't done this 23 years ago, Biggie. My cholesterol was 400. My triglycerides were 300. I had an 85% chance of a heart attack within 18 months. I had 2 boys in grammar school, headed to high school, and I was given 18 months to live. You think I was scared? And I went on, my doctor put me on Lipitor, diet, exercise. 2 months later, came back, I lost 8 pounds, but my cholesterol hadn't come down that much. He said, I can't give you any more meds. And a friend of mine who played professional football for the Oakland Raiders, thank God, told me about this. I went on it. Here are my numbers, Biggie. I lost 8 pounds in 4 days, 12 pounds in 9 days, 20 pounds in 18 days, 30 pounds in a month, 40 pounds in 7 weeks, and that's the least important part of my story. In 7 weeks, my cholesterol went from 400 to 120, my triglycerides from 300 to 30, and my risk of a heart attack dropped from 85% chance to less than 10%. I just had a physical 2 months ago, and all my numbers are still normal. Why do I do it, Biggie? Because I can. That's all I can tell you. So it's up to you, Biggie Cheese. What would be sketchy? You mean if it was too good to be true? I'm not quite sure what you're referring to, Biggie Cheese. Biggie Cheese, you have to understand it has nothing to do with me, okay? The thing that it's called irrefutable medical proof. It's published, I'm holding in my hand, in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. That has nothing to do with me. I mean, when you get published in these no drug ever gets approved without being scrutinized by peer-reviewed human trial medical studies published in these huge journals. Biggie, no one else in the world has that. Biggie, show me anybody you're following with one shred of medical evidence, one shred. Who would it be? I'm open, but I've never seen anybody tell me or show me anybody who's been able to demonstrate any medical proof behind keto, paleo, Mediterranean, Cornish, zone, time-restricted eating. I don't care what the diet is. As a matter of fact, when they did a huge study, all of you, published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, 12-month study, title, Comparison of Weight Loss Among Named Diet Programs in Overweight and Obese Adults. This is a 12-month study, and they named all the major diets: keto, paleo, Mediterranean, time-restricted eating, Cornish, zone, lose weight for your blood type, Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, Nutrisystem, on and on and on. They looked at 48 different studies, 7,286 people, and analyzed pretty much every major diet out there. Here were the pitiful results in 12 months. On some of the diets, people only managed in a year to lose 11 pounds in a year. The most amount of weight loss anybody lost, Big E, was 16 pounds in a year, and 25 to 40% of what they lost was lean muscle mass. That's not my opinion. That's medical proof. Diets are miserable failures. They're not working. They don't work. And cheesy, obviously, you can do whatever diet you want to do. We're not here to convince you. We're not here to sell you anything because we don't have any products to sell. We ate the same food you'd be eating in the same protocol, if that makes sense. Oh, Holly, great, 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 great. And Holly, is it true? I mean, obviously it is. You went there. There's nothing to buy, right, Holly? There's no products. There's nothing to buy. So someone was just commenting they just went to the website and signed up for a free consultation and to get a free coach. There's nothing on that website to buy. Nothing. Zero. Only thing there is the medical proof and an interview with the #1 weight loss nutrition physiologist in the entire world. He and his team invented this, not me. So, Big E Cheese, I'm sure you never really responded, but that's okay. I just want you to understand that the key is if you want to do it, everyone, you go to this website, the New Health, Conversation. Hold on just a second. Okay, right there, the New Health, I spelled it right. You can see it, the New Health Conversation. If you go there, it's free to go there. We will not contact you, period. Now, I do have to go, and I'll be back on probably around, let's say 1:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'll come on with my second podcast of the day. I want to thank everybody for being here. I really do appreciate all of you. I hope you will all go to the website. It's free. There's nothing to buy there. Why wouldn't you go there, right? All right, everybody, I'm going to sign off for now.